Hey guys, it's Paul with VHScollector.com, and I just wanted to announce that we finally hit the 10,000 mark. VHScollector.com now has 10,000 documented VHS titles. I'm really happy that I hit that number, but we still barely scratched the surface. There's still so many videos out there. There's probably nearly a million different commercial videos out there around the world. I like doing the US American videos because they're a lot easier for me to manage, but we have a lot of other users adding great international titles and stuff, even though we don't have that many, but slowly we're getting some in. But 10,000 titles, really happy about that. I was just so happy to see that. We have the statistics page on the website, and you can actually see the number of scans in the database, number of distributors, number of original titles, and all these things. But it was just great to finally see 10,000 up there. It's been a lot of work, and I don't take all the credit, although I take a big chunk. I want to thank all the users who actually took the time to scan their covers and do all the data entry. It's a lot of work, and a lot of people don't realize it. If you're not a contributor to the site, I don't think you quite understand how much work goes into it, and that's why I think not a lot of people step up to the plate to contribute to this. I mean, people who contribute to VHScollector.com are not only contributing something valuable to the VHS collecting community, but I also think something valuable to media history or marketing history or advertising or just artwork. I mean, it's such a big field, these covers. Just so much goes into it, and what VHScollector.com does is take all the information you input into the site and organize it, which is great. And I just want to thank again everybody. Some of the top users, Video Nut. This guy is still uploading stuff. He's around 1,500. Big thanks to you. He's added a lot of info, a lot of links, trailers, and all that stuff. And I don't even do that because I just don't have the time to do that. But he puts a lot of information on every title. He has feels like almost every magnetic video is up on the site, just from him. He has an incredible collection of older tapes. Not that many horror ones, but a lot of valuable information on there from him, so big thanks. There was also another woman, Rosie for VHS. She's kind of vanished, but she's contributed a lot of stuff. She was around for maybe a week, and I never heard from her again, and she uploaded like 700 scans. So big thanks to you. And I mean, there are some other big ones. On the top 10 submitters, I manage 3 of those accounts. Number 1, of course, is 112 Video, which is from the video store. All the scans that I get from the video store go up on 112. So right now there's like 3,300 or something from 112 Video. I have a ton more scans from 112 Video. I probably have another 5,000 or 6,000 videos that I scanned to go up on the site from 112 Video, and that's not including the videos I still have to scan at the video store. There's a lot, a lot out there at the video store, and I have most of them scanned at right now, and I don't even have the time to get them all up there. But there's some great stuff, so don't think that I'm running out of great scans. There's still a ton that I have to upload, and there's still a ton that are not on the database yet. So I really wish I had more time to get them all up there because I'm doing a lot of things. People don't realize it's a lot of work. I have to go to the video store, which is about a half hour away from me, and I spend hours scanning there each week, and then I come home and rename the files, and then I upload them onto the page, onto the website, and that also includes a little bit of IMDb research. So all that is crucial to make sure we have accurate information up on there. So it's a lot of work, and that's not just 112 Video. I also have Slasher Index account, which is also on the top 10, although I really don't buy tapes that much anymore, so that number doesn't really go up too much. And also there's Pine Hollow Video, which is one of the guys or co-owners of 112 Video used to own a previous video store, and he was gracious enough to allow me to come to his house and scan videos from his old video store. So big thanks to him. So I think I scanned 750 videos from his house. Only 240 or 50 of them were new scans to the database, meaning they weren't on the database yet. and we were able to update or revise about 150 covers. So, I mean, it's true that I'm rescanning tapes that I already have scanned from other sources, but I don't mind rescanning the same tape over again. It just means we have a lot of different sources to work with. Sometimes I'll have a good scan of front and back, but the spine will be terrible or faded. But then I'll have another spine from another scanning project from maybe 112 Video or Pine Hollow, and I'll be able to mix and match, and both sources will get credit for it. So it still works, even though it seems like I'm doing a lot of repetitive work. I don't mind, because it's all going towards something great. It's all contributing to something very special in history. And what I've been doing right now, I've talked about this in the previous video a lot, so I won't talk much about it here, but keywording. I underestimated, when I began this, I underestimated the power of the keywords. And I really wish that I didn't, because now I'm just seeing how much more dynamic and fun the website is with the keywords. Keywords are so important, I'm realizing, and now I'm going back, and what I've been doing is going through the 10,000 videos that are on there now and re-keywording everything. And it's a lot of work, but it's well worth it, because when you click those keywords, you'll just see a list of covers that look so alike, you know. It's just a lot of fun, and it's almost like a weird psychological project or research project. So I get a lot of fun out of it. I mean, actual, you know, keywording is very tedious, of course, but the results are very rewarding. So I love that aspect of it. What else? So yeah, thanks to everybody. Thanks to 112, Steve at the video store. Also, big thanks to all the users. Huge thanks. Thanks to everyone who reports errors on the site to me. I don't fix them right away because I'm so busy, but I do get to them, so bear with me. Thanks to people who've written VHS reviews and articles. If you don't see your article up there yet, or your VHS review, don't worry. I have it and I know it's there. I am going to upload it when the time comes, or approve it, or make it live on the site. So don't think I forgot about you. I know. I'm only saying that because there are a few things that I didn't make live on the site yet, just because I've been just bouncing around with other things. The database and information on the database are top priority on the site. Very important to me, and I spend many hours trying to make sure everything is top notch. So, what else? Well, that's it. And I really wish that a lot of the more top peer collectors, people at the top with big collections, I wish they would take the time to contribute to the website. And I'm not sure why they don't. Maybe some of them are very selfish with their scans. Maybe some of them don't have scanners. I know some do, because I see you make scans of your videos. I don't know what it is, but you'd be contributing something very special to media history, marketing history, art history, a lot. I would love to get some of these scans from you guys. Scanners aren't even that much money. I have a Canon flatbed, brand new, $100. But then there's lower grade ones, which are still fine, and you can get a cheap used one for like $40. They're not that much money. You can go out and get one, and even if you do spend a few bucks, you're contributing to something special, you know? Don't you think it's worth it? I mean, I love VHS, but the real appeal of it is not collecting them like baseball cards like some people do. The appeal to me is the history, and that's why I can invest so much time on the website, because the historical significance of these videos are very important to me. And maybe that's not as important to other people, and that's why perhaps they're not motivated to contribute their great video collections to the website. I don't know. I can only speculate. Some people have told me, oh, I'll submit stuff, and they never do. I don't know if it's procrastination, or they just don't give a crap. Or, like I said, they just are not interested in the history of home video. So, I don't know what it is. Also, a good friend of mine sent me some DVDs. Jesus from Slasher Video. I was actually on his first DVD release, which was the Death Nurse review that I did on there. And he sent me these great DVDs as a gift, and I must show them because they're great. Boardinghouse. this movie is great. I mean, I remember watching it on the Paragon release a long time ago, and it was just so friggin' bizarre. And I loved it. It was just so weird. There's nothing else like it. There's still not really anything like it. There's so many weird things that go into it that create this bizarre atmosphere. This DVD is jam-packed with features on a dual-layered disc. You've got the original version, you have the director's version, which I would imagine is longer. I believe it's longer because I think Paragon sliced it up to make it look more like a horror movie and less like a goofy horror comedy, which is what John Wintergate intended. But this thing is packed out with features. Half the features aren't even relevant to Boardinghouse, but the ones that are a question and answer session, music videos with songs I think that might have been in the movie. What else is on here? All the trailers and TV spots. But a big chunk of the features are unrelated to Boardinghouse. Like John Wintergate and his wife, Calla Sue, I think her name is. They toured in the 70s or 80s with a music group, and a bunch of music videos and live performances from their band are on here, which is fine as long as it doesn't, squeezing all that information on a disc doesn't compromise the quality of the main feature. And it doesn't appear that it did, because the movie still looks fine. I don't know if any compression was done on any of on the original version, I mean, but it also has a commentary track, which I haven't gotten a chance to listen to yet. Before this, there was that Code Red DVD. Remember that? I give Code Red props for releasing Boardinghouse on DVD, because that was before the whole VHS boom. They really took a chance on releasing Boardinghouse. I thought it was kind of cool that they did, but I must say that DVD sucked. It was terrible. It had a commentary track on there, which was good, but the problem was that the commentary track, I think at one point halfway through the movie, it just goes out of sync, and the interviews were kind of awful too. I mean, I just felt like it wasn't professional quality. But this one is like a notch above. John Wintergate even says in the interview on this release that they did a schlocky job on Code Red, on the Code Red DVD. So I would, if you like Boardinghouse, this is certainly the definitive DVD to get. Without a doubt, it has everything you could imagine on it. I mean, even stuff that aren't relevant to the movie. Honestly, I don't think people are interested in the music videos of John Wintergate and Calla Sue, sorry. But, well, maybe someone is, but as long as it doesn't compromise the quality of the main feature, squeezing all of these into the DVD, it's not a big deal. I wish you organized them better in the special features menu. Have like one side all the Boardinghouse related special features, and on the another column on the other side all these other extra features related to John Wintergate and his band, or maybe make that a separate special features page altogether. I wish you would have done that, because they're all kind of just mixed up on here, and you gotta kind of sift through it to find what's related to a Boardinghouse. But yeah, it's got Easter egg on here, which is interesting. What else does it say? This is the definitive one. This is probably going to be the last Boardinghouse. No, maybe not. But here it is. Alright. That was my favorite, but he also gave me this one, Cemetery Sisters. I never even really knew too much about this movie until he sent it to me. I think I vaguely heard of it somewhere. And I don't think it got any really wide distribution. It wasn't even distributed in the 80s. I think it was made in 88. It was distributed in the 90s, I think, through like a mail order catalog thing, sort of, maybe Incredible Strange Filmworks, I don't know. But this movie looks exactly the same like Death Nurse. I mean, the plot's, I guess, different, but it's at his house. As murders happen, it's just the same thing, except with different actors. But these actresses are actually actors that went to a casting call, so they weren't just Nick Millard and his friends in a movie, but they were actual actresses, and I thought they were pretty good compared to what was in Death Nurse, right? So, yeah. and the picture quality is not that great on this. It looks pretty terrible, but he used the original master tape for it, so I mean, you gotta do with what you have, I guess. You gotta do the best with the, you know, crappy quality that you have of the movie. But let's see, as a commentary track, Q&A, and like an Easter egg or something, but Cemetery Sisters. So thanks a lot, Jesus, for that, and I recommend you guys supporting him on these projects, because he really puts a lot into them. I mean, I hate when these studios they have the rights to these really obscure films and they don't even put any features on it. They don't even make an effort. They don't think it's worth the money to put a commentary track on these movies, and here you are, got this one guy who's doing all of it. He's doing commentary track, he's doing the interviews for a movie that's even lesser known than some of the obscure movies that a studio is releasing. For instance, Killer Party, I think that's like on an archive release or something, but it has no features at all. And that's a more popular movie, I'd imagine, than Boardinghouse, right? I would imagine so, and that don't have no features, but even with a movie like Boardinghouse, he was able to find the time and money and passion to put together a super 30th anniversary special edition. And that's admirable. You really gotta love what you do with your hobby. Like with VHScollector.com, I love what I do, and that's why I think it's just getting better and better with time. And the slasher video DVD releases, I'm not going to say that they're 100% perfect, but for these movies, it's the best. It's the best you're going to find of these movies. Even with like Boardinghouse, Code Red, a national distributor who's had their DVDs in like retail stores and everything, they made a crappy DVD compared to this one, compared to this Boardinghouse one, and that's not cool. With that kind of exposure, you know, you should be making better DVDs, but that doesn't always work that way. You got budget DVDs that are on the shelves of retail stores. I don't know how that happens, but it happens, and then you got these smaller labels who don't get into these stores, but that's the way it is. So thanks, guys. I made a video. I don't think many people like the videos regarding the VHS archiving. Well, I've only made one, uploaded one so far, but I get a lot of comments on it. I guess it's kind of boring, but I do them to show people how much time and effort goes into archiving for VHScollector.com. The one that I did was renaming all those files, all those video covers from Pine Hollow Video. I guess it would be kind of boring, right, watching that, but it's cool to kind of see all the different covers that I'm working with and stuff. But I did make another video of me actually uploading scans to VHS Collector. For those of you who might be curious of the process, or perhaps to just prove something to myself, you know, just to kind of maybe document the amount of time that goes into doing this. It would have been cool to almost make a documentary on this whole process from the beginning, because it's been a crazy roller coaster ride, running all over the place to get these scans. And I think it's going to be one of those projects where it's never going to be complete. Not because they'll always keep making VHS tapes for modern collectors to drool all over, but because there's just so much out there. There are so many commercial VHS tapes out there. So I'm just going to keep trying and keep doing it, and the database is going to grow. And please, guys, get a scanner. You know, don't procrastinate, and don't be lazy, don't be cheap. Scanners aren't that much money these days. You're not going to be able to find a cheap one at the store. You can't really buy a flatbed scanner at, you know, the local office supply store or at Walmart. You'd have to buy a 3-in-1 scanner printer. If you want to do that, do that. You know, maybe you probably already have one. Maybe some people have a printer and they don't even know it has a scanner on it. Or just go on eBay and buy, or Amazon, and buy a cheap used one. They're really cheap. I mean, as long as you could scan 300 DPI, even if you use a cheap scanner, it'll take a scan that's good enough for the website. I can almost guarantee that. If you have a higher end scanner, it's gonna look really sweet, but as long as you could as long as you could read the fine prints on the back covers or the clamshell sleeves, we're fine. We're good to go. Make that 300 DPI scan, and it will probably, most likely, almost always be accepted by the website. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching this, and keep checking out the site and contribute some cool stuff. I'd love to see that website grow with more cool covers and completing the story of home video, to complete that piece of entertainment history, I guess. So thanks, guys.